Hey guys, welcome to the Rusty Beauties shop again. Today we're not gonna work on the GT6 today, as you may noticed already in the title and the thumbnail of the video. We're gonna be working on Nick's Miata. Finally, after so many months. Are you happy, Nick? So say hi.
Hi.
Okay, so a quick story of the car for those of you who don't know. This is my son Nick, 14 years old already, but we got this car for him before he even turned 14 because he needs to start learning how to restore cars. And he's a fan of a Miata, so that's what we picked for him. In the previous episodes, we actually determined that the engine was in a really good shape because it has a pretty high compression. It's a 1.8, right?
Yeah.
And so I hope that we won't need to do anything on the engine, but as you can see, it's been into a front end accident and this cross member is missing. But we found it in the meantime for all these months. I found one, I'll show you later. So the hood has been replaced, the front bumper, we have it. It's a red one from another car. It's not in a great shape either, but whatever. The two front fenders come off and there's a lot of rust on the sides. Let me show you the other one first. Oh, there's a lot of rust here. But we ordered rear fenders, just repair panels, not the whole fenders. I think we didn't order the seals or the rockers, whatever you want to call them. And front fenders we didn't order. We're gonna deal with what we have. We're gonna do the repairs at the bottom. There's a little bit of rust there. And that's basically what we've done so far. Nothing. We were gonna work on it in my other garage, but then we realized that we had to move, and then things became really busy for me. And we've been in this house for 6 months now, almost 6 months, and the car was just sitting all winter outside under a cover. But now we figured that we can start working a little bit at a time on it after hours, after I'm done working on this car, for example, because during the day I'm going to be working on this car, but after hours and on weekends we can work on Nick's Miata when he's here. So in the previous garage I started a little bit working here on this side. I haven't showed that yet. So let's bring you back to the previous garage for a while. Let's see what happened there, because I don't even remember what I've been planning here, and then we're gonna go from there. Hey guys, welcome to the third episode of the Mazda Miata restoration that we started in the Rusty Beauties garage. And today Nick is gonna start doing some work himself. We still haven't ordered any parts, but we're trying to determine whether we wanna order seals, for example, or not. We might be able to get away with only ordering rear fenders and repairing the seals that we have. So that's why we have the car on jack stands, and we're gonna start inspecting this side, and hopefully we're gonna be able to determine whether we need seals or not, because this part of the seal here is solid, or at least it looks like. So that's what we want to do. We want to clean underneath, we want to do further inspection, because if it's only this part here, we can just cut from here down and repair what we have. We can easily bend this profile. The complicated part of the seal is here, but this is actually overlapped by the fender, so it doesn't need to be the exact shape of what it was before. The same thing there. You see the fender overlaps the seal, so we can repair it to be solid. Doesn't need to be a perfect shape, but it looks like it has a lot of bondo here as well. So we want to clear this up a little bit. Maybe we can cut the outer fender here just like that, because that's going to be replaced anyways. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give Nick the needle scaler and he can start buzzing around with it. Okay, so this access little hammers, like I don't know how many, like 16, 12, I don't know how many little hammers, and you start just hammering all over the place to get rid of everything that's loose, everything that's flaky needs to get removed. Also body filler and stuff. So this is what you do. You press this. Now it's becoming interesting here because there's body filler and big flakes are gonna start coming off. Go everywhere so we can find all these holes. Alright, so here is the situation. The rocker is actually not too bad in this area here. Like it's solid. The problems are in the front and in the back. So all this is covered, like I said, it's covered by the fender. I'm pretty confident that we can repair that and save us the money for new rockers, because it turns out that they are actually pretty expensive. However, I still want to remove a big part of it so we can repair the structure behind it. Like this piece here, I'm not really sure where it comes from. Yeah, that's part of the body. So yeah, you know what I think we should do? We should cut out the fender here so we can see what's behind it. Maybe cut out the seal, because this is part of the seal here, right? So we're gonna cut it somewhere here and like that, because this is gonna need to be repaired, and then we're gonna be able to see how these other panels work, because I'm not familiar and I don't know what is what ends where, how do the panels work together. So the only way is to remove some of the layers and see what's behind them. So let's do that. All right, so this piece is out, and of course we knew that we're gonna have to repair this inner wheel well, or whatever it is called. And I also cut a little bit of the seal here to see what structure we have behind. And I also cut this, which is part of the seal, because I can see another layer underneath which needs to be repaired. And now that I have the structure cut so much, I also can see that there's another layer inside that is all rotten. So we have to keep going here until we reach solid layers. So I'm cutting this now. I'm gonna cut it this way, and we're gonna remove it. We're gonna keep all these pieces because they're our reference. We will have to duplicate them somehow to make sure that we have all the layers back solid. So I'm gonna cut this out, and we can see then what's inside and what repairs we're gonna need to do there. I'm sitting here scratching my head, trying to figure out how all these layers work together. And I think I figured it out partially. It's all repairable, but I just need to know what finishes where, how everything is pinched together. So looks like here at the back we have something like reinforcement piece that is going all the way inside the seal. Then this curve looks like it comes here and connects with this piece. So this piece goes all the way to here. So this here and this is one piece. Okay. Then we have this vertical piece coming from up there, which has a flange, and it gets welded to this same piece that we just said. The question is how this ends. Where does it go? Where does it finish? So we're gonna have to figure this out. The rest, I think the back is pretty clear. That wall needs to be repaired. This piece here now is like where this is where we cut it, right? So looks like it goes down and goes in, but I thought it had a flange that gets pinched here with the seal and the floor together, but it looks like it ends here. Like this is, looks like this is where it ends. This is the leftover piece of this. So it goes down and goes like this, and it gets, I guess it gets spot welded here with the seal, which is, I don't know how it's gonna work, but anyways. So this piece starts from here and finishes here. You see, this is its end, and I can feel inside that it has a flange, like this is where it ends. So there are just few questions here that I need to figure out. Where this piece ends, how it finishes here, and if this is correct, that this piece goes down and then has a flange that way, and then it gets welded to the seal. I also buzzed it here a little bit inside, and you can see that this needs to be replaced. Looks like this is a separate piece here, and you can see here there's two layers. So this arch, this arch comes from here and ends here, and then there's this other one that comes and overlaps it here with this lip. And this is a piece that goes like this and ends here. So yeah, we can figure it out eventually. And then the seal is easy, of course, the seal. And then once all these layers are repaired, we can weld this back to the seal and build it from here down with a lip with the same shape like here. So yeah, I don't think we need to buy another seal, because if we buy another seal, it goes all the way to here, and it's aftermarket. I'm sure these shapes are not gonna match, and it's not needed. So even if I end up buying a new seal, I'm sure I'm gonna end up cutting it here and welding into this one, or maybe here and welding into this one. So why? I don't think it is needed. I can make this part here. The outer seal is actually the easiest out of all these layers inside here. So we're gonna save our money and we're gonna repair the seal. We're only gonna buy a fender. So anyways, I think this is where we're gonna stop for today. We're gonna clean up this mess. One of these days we're gonna be back on this project together with Nick. Okay, so that's what we've done so far with the rust. And like I said, I also picked up a cross member for the front. So let me show you how I picked this up. Okay, fast forward to April 28th, so it's a few months later, and yes, I'm not joking, it's snowing here where I am, even though it's April 28th. So anyway, so we are in London, Ontario, hunting for a front end for the Miata. I think we have one secured, so we are on our way to get it. So stay tuned. Dun, dun, dun. I think we have a victim here. There you go. So that's exactly what we need. Just need to cut somewhere. I think we're gonna cut right here. Anyways, I didn't bring a tripod, but I can imagine you know what's gonna happen right now, right? All right, 2 minutes later. I'm sorry, baby. Poor girl. Well, another one's gonna get revived, so I don't feel bad. Okay, so we have the cross member. It is sitting in that shed. I'm not gonna take it out now because we're gonna get to that point at some point, but not today. So what I think we're gonna start doing now, because we don't have much time, it's like late in the afternoon, I think we're gonna start taking a little bit of the interior out, because I'm gonna have to weld here, and some of these, if I remember correctly, some of these, like over there, that's the internal metal, that's inside, I think. So I'm afraid that we're gonna burn something inside, so we're gonna strip. Maybe we're gonna take the seats out, the carpets out, but we're not gonna disable the car. We're gonna keep it drivable so we can drive it in and out, because I have other cars to work on during the day. I can't keep it here all the time. We're not gonna show you much of that, but we're gonna strip a little bit the interior, and we're gonna show you when we're done probably. All right, we're gonna take out the seats, and just to show you, these are of great interest of all the Triumph owners or TR6 owners. They want to change their seats to Miata seats, and that's because they are very low profile. You see where the rail is, and that's what I wanted to show you. This one is broken and it's rusted over there, so I guess we have to take out the front two bolts and the rear ones. I don't know even how we're gonna take it out, because this is seized and it doesn't slide. But what I was saying is that these are almost bolt-on solution for TR6s. I think you just need to change something underneath. I'm not really sure, but they are really desirable. So even if you see Miatas for sale for parts, normally the seats are gone. They even have speakers inside. I don't know if these ones work, but now that we have them out, we're gonna test them and we will see. But yeah, I already see trouble here, because I don't know how we're gonna get to the rear bolts. Maybe like this. Okay, that's one of the bolts, and the other one is snapped anyway, so we're fine. Let's see if we can snap the front ones. Dun, dun, dun. So Nick is done with that side before I'm even done with this side. Turns out that that's not the only bolt in the back. There are two more here and there. So this is the one that is snapped, but I need to get to that one over there. I don't know if you see it over here, but I can because the seat needs to slide forward. I managed to slide it backwards a little bit and then forward again, but that's it. I can't slide it more. I need to make it move first before I'm able to pull it out. All right, this side is out too, and you can see here the back of the rail is snapped, so we're gonna have to take this out and weld it back. We found an ownership for a Chevy, but Nick doesn't think that this looks like a Chevy. I think it might be, whatever. Both seats were unplugged. Some change here. That's your pay for today. Thanks for helping. What else? Ooh, that's something I don't like. Is that body filler? Don't tell me we have body filler inside the body. Ah, oh. Okay, that hurts. Don't do that at home. Well, that part is done. I think we're gonna strip the carpet here in the back and we'll see what else. Okay, so we cleaned it up a little bit and it already looks better. Have to get rid of this wiring that's for the subwoofer, from the amplifier in the back and subwoofer and everything. That anyway, but here I can't figure out what this is. Is it a snap bolt? I don't understand, but it's still holding the rear end of the rail there, so we'll see how we're gonna take this out. But now my idea is to take this carpet out and maybe the B-post covers. Yeah, maybe we should just take out the console, the center console, and just take the whole carpet out. It's gonna be easier. I'm just hoping that we don't need to remove the top, because that might be a big job.
Well, we can't leave it outside if we take off the top.
So yeah, let's get rid of the carpet first. Alright, so it's another day. The other day we were able to remove some of the interior. We removed the seats and the center console here, and today we came back and we wanted to remove the carpet. But to remove the carpet, it is in one piece. It's the original carpet, it looks like, and it is in one piece under the dash. So we started removing the dash, and it is way too complicated to remove it. Like, I think we have to remove the whole dash in order to remove the center console from here, because we stripped the front fascia here. We thought we could make we thought from there we're gonna be able to remove also this bottom piece, but somehow this bottom piece is held with screws to this metal frame here, and the screws go from behind, and there's another screw somewhere here. Let me turn on the light. Yeah, so there's another screw here right there, you see, that's from behind. And that side, the metal frame, we thought we can remove everything together with the metal frame, but looks like the metal frame goes from one end to the other behind the dash, and it doesn't want to budge. We removed two big bolts from this side, and the other side too, there's two big bolts. We removed those, and still this is like super solid. Doesn't want to move at all, because I'm assuming it's the entire frame. It's like a T behind the dash. So we gave up on that, and we looked up on YouTube, and we see that people were installing aftermarket carpets, and they come in two separate pieces. So you just kind of tuck them underneath here. So that's what we're gonna do too. We're gonna try to make a cut here in the middle and just slide the two halves separately. We don't need to cut it here. We can actually cut it here if we want to, so we can remove it in two pieces. But we definitely need to remove it, because I lifted it here on this side, and here everything is wet. There's this bondo here that somebody put, I guess, to fill up holes. So we need to remove it. And also we're gonna be welding from underneath. If you remember, there are these channels underneath that are all bent, so we'll see at some point we're probably gonna put the car on its side and we're gonna try to fix those channels, or maybe even remove them and put something more solid there, like solid metal, because what's there is super soft and all bent and probably rusted and everything. There's rust here in the corner, so we definitely need to remove the carpet so we can weld whatever needs to be welded. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut, I don't know even how, but we're gonna try to make a cut under the center console on the carpet so we can slide it out. We will let you know what's going on, right? All right, so we were able to actually make, I started the cut from here, and then when I kept pulling on this side and Nick was pulling on the other side, and we were able to actually rip it in the middle, which is fine. So later when we're installing it, because the carpet is in a good shape, I don't think we need to replace it. So when we're installing it, we're gonna just tuck it in, and that's how it goes when you have a new carpet as well. Aftermarket carpet, they sell it to you in 2 parts and you just tuck it under here. So that's done. So let's pull it out completely now. All right, so the carpet is out and the dog is already Rusty. No, go away. No. So you see it was all wet on the driver's side and the under carpet got completely destroyed. So Nick is scraping the passenger side. That was dry, so it didn't come off. Here it was wet, so I was able to literally, like, obviously the glue came off, or it was removed before because somebody did that. I'm gonna pull this out now because I'm curious to see what there is under this. And yeah, we're ready. We're getting ready to start cutting and welding and stuff like this again.
Oh.
Okay, correction. Okay, I didn't mean what there is underneath, but what there isn't. So somebody cut the metal here for whatever reason. They tried to straighten the thing underneath, I guess. But, and then they just bonded it. There you go.
Why
So
do they use bottles?
these are spacers. So what they did was they used these as spacers, put the metal on top, and then they bonded it.
Why don't they weld it? Okay.
Because they didn't know, they didn't have welder, or didn't have welding skills, or I don't know.
Is welding hard?
Hi, Fred.
Hi. I don't get it.
You don't get it?
No.
Fred Flintstone.
Oh.
You have a little hole there for your feet so you can brake. or actually accelerate too.
Oh yeah.
Flintstone, man, the Flintstones. Anyway, okay, so he discovered a little bit of a weight reduction on this side, but to be honest with you, I'm really surprised that it's only that. I was expecting a lot more than that, but it's actually in a good shape, the floor, which is a good thing. So what we're thinking here is we're gonna clean up now here inside, and this is where I started working on it before, but to continue working with that, we need to have the car inside for a longer period of time. But Nick is going to his mom for the next week, so he's leaving tomorrow. So I'm not gonna work on the car without him. So we're not gonna continue with this repair here. maybe because we have few more hours today, we're gonna clean the interior, we're gonna close it up, and we're gonna leave that for another time when we have more time to spend on the car. And in the meantime, for tonight, I think we're gonna start dealing with this front end, because for this we don't need to have the car set up here on jack stands and stuff like that. So I think that's what we're gonna continue with, but we're gonna do that in another episode, because I want to finally finish this episode that I started like 6 months ago and we can actually post it so you can see that we are making progress on it. So with that said, I'd like to say thank you guys once again for watching, for commenting, for subscribing, for sharing, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye. He talks a lot, right?
Yeah.